With everything being shut down throughout the year, we had to get creative in order to still find adventure and still get out there. Flights, they were replaced by long road trips, and group trips turned into trips with just Courtney, Gregor, and I, and well, you get the picture. This is our 2020 in review. First, in June, we decided to rent a van and drive all the way up to Oregon with our friends that also had a van. We hung out at all the beautiful West Coast beaches, got to ride our mountain bikes in the, amazing Pacific Northwest dirt, hiked to some beautiful vistas, and of course just had an amazing time in all the towns we were visiting in. Our second big trip in July was to go through all the big mountain town and ski towns in Colorado that we really don't get to visit outside of winter. We loaded the truck up for a week-long adventure through Silverton, Leadville, Crested Butte, Aspen, and Grand Junction. We camped in some of the most beautiful places, hiked to the tallest peak in Colorado, mountain biked, supped in these alpine lakes. It was a Colorado vacation dream, that's for sure. But the best part, easily, was getting to ride the Snowmass Bike Park. It was incredible. Over Thanksgiving, we headed back to California to catch a last-minute beach trip where we got to spend some time in the sun before the winter came and really dumped a bunch of snow here in Utah. Our time in California is always memorable and unforgettable, spending most of our time at the Huntington Dog Beach, getting to enjoy tons of great food, getting out and surfing, but really just Gregor loves the Huntington Dog Beach more than anything in the world, so that's really why we go. And our last big trip of the year was down to Sedona for New Year's. This was incredible, great way to celebrate my birthday, ring in the new year, and we got to rent an RV, like a legit RV this time, and it was unbelievable, super fancy, swanky, glamping, you name it. One of those RV across Americas, and it was a blast. We got to go hiking there, see some friends, and it was a beautiful place. Sedona is an absolutely incredible place. Including all the trips I just talked about, we spent a total of 50 nights camping outside this year. That's almost 2 months of the year that we spent camping, and that's unbelievable. We spent so many nights sitting by campfires, looking at the stars, drinking beer, whether it's with our friends or just us, and every single one of those nights is just as memorable as the next, especially when you get to spend it in the beautiful Utah desert and up in high mountains and stuff like that. It really is amazing. This year we even got to put together a rafting trip down the San Rafael River in the San Rafael Swell. With a week's notice, we were able to get a crew together and do a big party trip down the 20-mile stretch of the San Rafael River. It was our first big rafting trip and it was incredible. Really enjoyed it and can't wait to do it next year and pretty much every year after that. It's an absolute blast. Another big goal for this year was to push to new heights, both figuratively and literally. We were able to put together a trip to Colorado's Capitol Peak as a pseudo-mountaineering effort. We were able to hike in, base camp near this beautiful lake. Then the following day we headed on up, scrambling up the Knife's Edge, which was unbelievable. Solid rock, that's for sure, but crazy beautiful vistas on both sides. You can just see so far into Colorado's high peaks. Has a little sketchy parts, the rock quality wasn't great, but hey, we made it to the summit and made it back down safe. And I don't know if I'll be spending any other time up there, but it was unbelievable.
I'm nervous.
Why?
Because we're hiking the Grand Teton.
Later that summer, Courtney and I attempted the Grand Teton, car to car. We left the car at like 1:30 in the morning from the trailhead, headed on up. We made it through the night, past the boulder fields, and up to the lower saddle just for sunrise, which was incredible. As we made our way up through the technical terrain, the snow and ice really was just pushing us out of our comfort zone, and realizing it would have taken us a lot longer than expected to make it through safely, so we made the tough decision to turn around, and I think it was the smart decision for sure. We were just excited that we were able to hang out, a full day in the beautiful Tetons, and we're just pumped for next year and get to go try it again, and hopefully in better conditions, but spending time up there is always amazing. And throughout the beginning of this year, before the shutdown and quarantining and everything like that, we were able to ski a ton of great lines and have unbelievable days in the backcountry, some deep snow, and that was some great experiences with some buddies for sure. And of course, even here at the local Park City Mountain, great skiing was still to be had up until they shut down, and these clips can absolutely show that. And let's be real, my year wouldn't have been complete without thousands of miles on the bike, whether it's the road bike, the gravel bike, or the mountain bike. Here in Park City, there's no shortage of riding. Got to ride here in Oregon, Idaho, Colorado, down the desert, and just all the trails around here in Park City. It was an unbelievable year. Got to really push it both racing and just for fun. I think Gregor loves chasing me on the bike just as much as I love riding the bike. But the favorite easily was in Colorado on the Ribbon Trail. Well, that about wraps up my 2020. An unbelievable year. We're able to stay safe as much as we could. I'm excited for what 2021 has to offer, and hopefully it's a little bit better than what we had here in 2020, but it's always a new adventure. So until next year, see ya.